Greetings. This is the one you've known as Jesus the Christ. Love is the drive behind creation and the glue that holds it all together. The will behind creation is actually love. Isn't that why you create? Isn't the act of creation an expression of love? Without love, you wouldn't act, you wouldn't create, and neither would God, we assume. Love is the driving and shaping force behind all creation. Thy will is carried out by love. Thy will is love made manifest. I have sometimes also called this force, that is love, grace. I have called grace the hand of God, because grace is the aspect of God that acts in the world to fulfill thy will and carry out the divine design. Grace is the mysterious and unseen movement of God upon creation. Grace's movement is motivated by love and indistinct from love. You could no more separate love from grace than take the wetness out of water. Love is the overarching quality behind grace, because it is the overarching quality of what we have been calling God. That God is love has become a rather trite saying. Words so often oversimplify the mysterious. How can they not? Words and the mind that creates them were not designed to explain the mystery. Anything that is said about the mystery is bound to be inadequate, and we will have to accept that. And yet the mystery deserves an attempt at understanding and investigating it. For our purposes, it is not important or necessary to try to describe God in words. It is only important that you understand one thing. God is benevolent. And the proof is that love is what propels God and shapes creation. And this is what I intend to prove to you. It is important for you to know this, because deeply realizing this can change your life by shifting your state of consciousness. Knowing that you are loved, cared for, and supported by God, and that you have an important place and purpose in creation, has the potential for transforming your outlook on life. Knowing this can shift you from the ego's perspective of separation, fear, lack, and conflict with life, to one that allows you to be at peace with life, and to fall in love with it and be happy. This falling in love with life is a return to your divine nature, which is in love with life. As God, you are completely, head over heels, in love with life. I know this because it is my experience and that of those in other dimensions beyond your own. It can be your experience as well, and it is meant to be. The experiences you have had and are having have been orchestrated to bring you to a realization of your true nature and to the love and happiness at your core. In describing God and creation, my purpose is to help you realize your true nature. This is not an exercise in trying to put the impossible into words, but trying to open your minds to the possibility that you are the very force of life that has set your life in motion. You are the created and the creator, the form and the formless. You are all that is, expressing itself in your little corner of the universe, which gives you a unique standpoint and role in all of creation. You are here to serve creation from this unique standpoint. That is your essential purpose. This purpose is known and carried out through love. You also have a more specific purpose, which is revealed in each moment. This moment-to-moment purpose is also known and carried out through love. You know what this purpose is, because it is whatever you're loving in any moment. What are you loving now? Whatever your attention is being given to is what you are loving. And no matter what that is, there is a purpose in that. For example, If you are loving your negative thoughts by giving your attention to them, then the purpose in that moment is to experience the result of doing that and learn from that. If you are loving a tree by giving your attention to that tree, then the purpose in that moment is to experience the treeness of that tree. If you are loving your anger by feeding it with more thoughts, then the purpose in that moment is to experience the result of doing that and learn from that. If you are giving your attention to feeling grateful, then the purpose in that moment is to have the experience of gratitude and discover the result of that. If your love is flowing to another person, then the purpose in that moment is to experience what it's like to give your love to that person. Giving your attention, your love to something brings you a certain experience and thereby teaches you something. You may not be aware of what you are learning or that you are learning by simply experiencing something, but you are always learning at least one thing, the result of giving your attention to whatever you're giving your attention to. If the result is pleasant, you learn one thing. If the result is unpleasant, you learn something else. Whatever the result, you're learning something, and probably a number of things. Experience equals learning. It is impossible not to learn from your experiences. Giving your attention, your love, to whatever you're giving it to is how the divine through you experiences life and evolves. This is going on in every moment, and it is the most basic purpose of each of your lives. The awareness you have been given as a conscious, sentient being, this ability to attend to life, is the only way the Creator can experience the life you're living. The Creator is aware through the sensory apparatus of your body-mind. But the experience is even more intimate than that. This awareness is the Creator looking through your eyes. The Creator is looking through the eyes of the human being it is pretending to be, which it has created for that purpose. Sometimes the egoic programming is directing that attention, and sometimes the Creator is. The seeming separate person, made possible through programming, is learning by giving his or her attention, love, to one thing after another and noting the result. And the Creator is learning both vicariously through the character and through its own direct experience of life. Love, the willingness to engage with and attend to the many wondrous aspects of this world, drives the learning and evolution of both the person and the Creator. Love is also the lesson that is learned, although along the way many other things are learned as well, including things the Creator didn't know would be learned. Creation is an experiment for the Creator, an unknown adventure without an end, but one with the intention to experience, grow, learn, create, and have fun. What will be learned? Who knows? Knowing that would only take the fun out of it. Love is the glue, the common thread, and what drives the adventure, informs it, and keeps the Creator from getting lost completely in creation. Love is also the destination. The adventure's ultimate purpose is to rediscover love after having lost it to the egoic state of consciousness. This purpose gives the adventure a direction. Love as grace is the secret ingredient embedded in creation that guides people and leads them home. Grace drops the breadcrumbs that show you the way. The illusion of being a separate self is a very powerful one, as you well know, since you are living it. And it is one full of confusion and suffering. However, if the illusion were completely pleasurable and made sense, there would be no drive to question it or find a way out. The illusion is meant to be unpleasant for a reason. The players in this game called life are meant to find their way out of illusion to the truth. Suffering motivates you to find the truth, and love shows you the way out. The players are given the challenge of having an ego that doesn't know or trust love, and then they must discover that the key to life is love. The suffering in being divorced from one's true nature, from love, drives them to the ultimate discovery that love is all that matters. Love is the reason and reward for existing. Once you have deeply realized this, you have won the game. Built into the game of life is this end game. You cannot play the game without it ending this way. That is really good news. As a result, there are no wrong choices, since every choice eventually leads to the same outcome, love. But how you play this game is up to you. Everyone plays it differently, according to their particular programming, what they've learned along the way, and how in touch they are with their divine self. As you learn and grow, you begin to awaken from your programming, from the illusion, and your divine self takes on a greater role in your life. You are no longer the victim of your programming, nor are you defined by it. As you come to know your true self, you more consciously or intentionally use whatever programming still works for you, while overriding and replacing any that doesn't serve you with new ways of being. You've been given the freedom to become free. It is the loving hand of grace that guides you to that freedom. What good would free will be if it didn't take you to freedom from the pain and suffering of the illusion? To be free to choose within the illusion is a limited freedom indeed. You are given the freedom to choose so that you can not only have experiences within the illusion, but also become free of it. Your freedom to choose enables you to eventually discover the truth, the love at your core. God is benevolent indeed. What chooses to become free from the illusion is the divine self awakening in you when it is time for that to happen. Thank you for being here. I am with you always.